Sometimes two people get to speak, but tonight we do have one. Our speaker this evening has been with us for a while, and she's now on her 8th speech. She's working on her, out of the manual, I know that I wrote it down. She's going to be showing us how to use visual aids. So the main idea of this speech is just to get comfortable with visual aids, use a visual aid that the audience is going to be able to understand, that fits the speech, etc. Her speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes long. The name of the speech is the top 3 tips to kickstart your business. Give us a show tonight. Please welcome Carla.
Oh yes, absolutely. See this? That's great. We'll take a closer. All right. Good evening, Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about some of the tips that will help improve your business. So the intention is to hopefully give you some information that will prognosticate the success of your business. Since I started my own business just over 2 years ago, I have learned a ton of information, and I've made some mistakes, and I've been absolutely overwhelmed. I would say that I've probably spent hundreds, if not thousands, don't tell Steve, of dollars on webinars, seminars, reading emails, going to courses. I even flew down to Los Angeles to do a 6-day course called Guerrilla Business School. But what I found was that there was a few key messages that a bunch of different people had that were similar in how to have a successful business. So I'm going to start with the first one. This is your business. Now, what many people do is they go through thinking that they are their business. So you're overwhelmed with all these other aspects of your business that you have to do. And say, for example, that you're a massage therapist. There's other things that you have to do. It's not just massage therapy that you're doing. You're doing marketing, you're doing research, you're trying to figure out systems and strategies on how to get people, how to keep them, that type of thing. So the biggest mistake people make is that they are their business. So that's the biggest lesson. So what we want it to look like is, this is your business, and you get to take a step back and having an objective view. So you can create every single thing that you need to have this. You might have accounting. How are you going to do your bookkeeping? How are you going to do your sales and marketing? What kind of information are you going to send out to people? How are you going to get it to them? And again, maintaining your clients. How are you going to maintain your clients? So this is probably one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is you are not your business. You actually, the idea is, with one of the books I read, is that you create the system so that you basically are obsolete. So you can have anybody else standing in one of those positions and be successful. The second one, and this is one that I love because it's very counterintuitive. And people want to be everything to everybody. For example, I was at a boarding facility with my horses, and they wanted to have reining horses and jumping and dressage and all these other disciplines going into one place. Yes, we'll be everything to everybody, but then it makes a big mess for the people involved and that type of thing. So what ends up happening is I'm not very good at drawing fish. Maybe I should have practiced this. You end up being a small fish in a huge pond. So you have all these clients that need your service and they can't find you because you're just this little bleep. And you can't end up talking to people in a language they understand. So what you really want to do is quite the opposite. You want to find your specific audience. And so you want a little pond and you want to be the big fish. You want to be the expert. So if you're a chiropractor, yes, you can do the job and you can be successful treating everybody. But if you focus on, I'm going to do women over 40 that are athletes, then you know where to find them. You can use language that's going to attract them. You know what they suffer from the most. Or even for me, if I was going to go to a massage therapist and I had a choice of finding one that did everything, saw tons of different clients, or one that specialized in horseback riders that are over 40, then that's who I'm going to choose because they're talking the language. So that is a critical piece of information, is to have a specific audience. Now going along with the same thing with a specific audience, and this is something that I've done recently, is determining who is your ideal client. By having an ideal client in mind, an actual person, and maybe it's somebody that you already have as a client that you really enjoy working with, and you think, man, if this person was here all the time, and I had people like her all the time or like him all the time, everything would be awesome. And so what we end up doing is having our ideal client, and I actually made this checklist myself. So asking, who is your ideal client? So what kind of things would you want to know about your ideal client? Well, you want to make it personal, so you want to give them a name. And especially, like I said, if you've already got a client that fits the bill, that you would love to work with 10,000 people just like that person, then definitely starting with the name. Then you want to know the age. Talking to somebody in their 20s in marketing is way different than talking to somebody in their 50s. So by having, and even if it's an age range, but being more specific, because this is an actual person, right? The next thing you want to know is gender. I'm definitely not going to, right now with my business, I'm specific. Mums of preteen girls, which is 10 to 13 years old, and that's who I talk to. So you want to know if you're talking to male or female, because it is, again, quite different. Income level. You just want to know what the demographic is for income level, because it will tell you a whole bunch more of information about your client that you need to know. And their education level. Again, it goes in with the type of information that you're going to be providing to them. So you want to be able to talk in a language they understand. There's one more. Family. So you want to know as much about their family as possible in order to get a big, clear picture of everything about them. So those are 3 of the tips, or several of the tips. I'm out of time, so I just want to recap that you need to remember that you are not your business. You have to work on your business from an objective place. You need to find your specific audience or your ideal client. If you are interested in any more information like this, then I'd be happy to help.